Hey guys, welcome to another Saturday episode of Witchcraftin'. I'm your hostess Windora, and you're seeing a lot of changes. I've lost my eyeballs. I'm not sure if my son took off with them or I've just set them somewhere and I forgot where they are. And I've been redoing my whole altar space. So yeah, I apologize if this video seems rushed or anything. It's just I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make this video today because there's some drama going on. You know how life comes and catches up with you. And I'm not as prepared as I was hoping to be because I've been thinking about this video for a while. But I want to just thank my Witchcraftin' sisters for being so patient and loving with me yesterday. And understanding. I love being surrounded by people that are understanding and not, like, cranky. So, yes. I will have tea. I'm not sure if I'll be drinking it in between here. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But the craft I'm going to be talking about today is going to be one of more of a witchcraft, meaning it's not really making such. It's going to be more of a magical sense of the word craft. It's going to have to do with my modern magic video that I did on my other channel, my personal channel, because this isn't technically my channel. But it's going to have to do with that, and it's going to be extended onto here, and I'm going to have some other things I want to show you guys. And I figure after I get the basic stuff that I already use and know about out of the way, I'll switch over to something else that I'm wanting to talk to you guys about if one of my co-hosts don't already do it. And then I will just continue posting my modern magic stuff on that channel. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I will put a link in the description bar for you. So today we're going to be talking about lovely onions. I have fallen in love with onions, which is really odd because I couldn't stand them before because my father loves onions and he will eat them raw in like potato chips. Like, he loves them to death, and I just could not stand the smell in my freaking refrigerator when I lived with my parents. It was just like, ugh, onions again, and the smell would get into the plastic containers that we used at the house for storing food, and you would open it and know that that was used to store the onions. And when I got my own place, I realized how bad my diet was, and I started changing things up, and I wanted to make a roast. And so I bought onions. Well, instead of using it in a roast, I ended up making my own tomato soup. And then I learned a lot of stuff from like Facebook and stuff on onions. And then when I thought about it, I remembered I learned stuff in witchy books about onions. And I can't remember what book it was. And so I finally invested in using them. So the great thing about onions is they're like absorbers. They like to absorb things, especially negative, nasty things. And on a magical note, I have read in books before that when, I think it was my Scott Cunningham moving book, when you go into your new home or move in your witchy home, but a friend borrowed that and forgot to give it back, so I didn't have it to reference. But whatever book it was, they pretty much brought up getting a slice of an onion and sticking it in the middle of the room to allow it to draw in all that negative energy to cleanse the space. Same if you're pretty much going to set up a new sacred space, you put the onion there to kind of like just draw in and suck out all that negative gunk that you don't want. And it would kind of like purify, kind of cleanse it for you like a sage would, but with an onion. And I've done my research now. On a health scale with onions is, back in the day, people would slice onions and put it next to the bed of the sick to absorb the icky, sicky bugs. And so I started putting sliced pieces of onion around my house. So I'll have just a plate or a bowl, even a lid of some sort, and just put a piece of the sliced onion on it and stick it like behind a plant or behind something, so it's not where the cat can get to or my son can, and it's not really noticeable. Honestly, I was worried about the smell, and I asked several people if they could smell the onion in my house, and they said no, or if they could smell anything, and they said no. The first day it's a little strong, but I think it could be from where I've diced it up and it was on my hands and, you know, on the cutting board and all that other jazz. So I think that might be the only reason, but I've put it all around my house, upstairs, a piece in each room, or a slice in each room. And honestly, we have not been sick. We've had stomach bugs, but we have not had any flu or anything like that. So that has been awesome, and I stand by putting it around my house. I normally put one in the fridge to get out the odors. You do not want to eat them after you do this. You just kind of want to toss them out, let them decompose, you know, because if you're eating it, you're eating the toxins and the nastiness it absorbed, and who wants to do that? Onions can also be used as offerings, because I know back in the ancient times it was a thing that people were paid with onions because it was such a nice, awesome vegetable and was so useful and healthy for you, because eating it has so many benefits and each onion has its own benefit. So that's something you definitely want to look into, like boosting your immune system and such. So onions are awesome. They're awesome super veggies. Another thing I read, and I haven't tried myself, is I read on a witchy site that people will keep the skins and grind them up of an onion and put them in incense for like banishing or, you know, releasing, you know, something to absorb and get rid of, because that's what the onion is useful for, is to kind of just suck up stuff that you don't want, the negative yuckies, and get rid of it, because we think of sickness and illnesses as a negative thing, and it's the same about absorbing the negative energies of just negativity. I don't even know how to put it. I'm also drying out some. I diced it up and put it in this jar, and I'm drying out some onion to use in spell work for stuff. I've actually used some in a spell of releasing some things that I wanted to get rid of, and it worked wonders. So another thing that's really good to pair up with, but I haven't fully used myself, but I keep reading it everywhere I look, is garlic and onion together are best friends. Like if you are ill or really wanting to kick something in the butt, garlic and onions are awesome. Something I didn't mention is I'm sure a lot of you have seen on Facebook that there's things about putting an onion at the base of your foot, tying it on there, putting a sock over it to let it absorb the toxins from your body. Some people say it doesn't work. I've tried it and I think it does. I literally just posted a picture a couple of days ago of a foot soak recipe I did, and I put onions in it and I felt awesome. Like it helped cleanse my body. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt good after using it. And it's just like using essential oils. When you're trying to use them for their strongest benefit, you want to stick it where your body's more open to receive it. And I'm trying to think of the technical term, but I can't think of it. But like the base of your foot is one, your armpit, your pulse, wherever you feel your pulse is a great spot. But I'm not thinking you're going to walk around with onion on your wrist, but you never know, maybe you have to do that for some reason. So, I hope I didn't lose track with you guys here. I just really wanted to share my awesome, benefits of the onion, because it's become my best friend and one of my favorite things to use and fight the flu season, because it's very potent, this time of year, and everyone is getting it. And so far we have been lucky not to. Speaking of that, I was thinking my next craft video with you guys here, excuse me, would be me showing you my tincture that I make and me and my son take every day. I thought I would show it with you guys, and think that'd be a part of this little like series that I seem to be doing, just because I want to share it with you guys, because I know a lot of you are interested in it, and if you have the materials in your home to use it and try it and see if it works for you, then why not? You know, what's the worst that's going to happen? Unless you're allergic to something, that could be bad. But I would think you would already know that and not have it in your house. So I hope you guys enjoyed your craft here today. I know it's not exactly a craft. I mean, you could always decorate a plate and make it your onion plate if you really start doing it a lot. I really see me doing this forever just because of how awesome it is. I recommend, like I said, not eating it. You don't want to eat it when you're done with it and it's all dried out. Just kind of toss it outside, bury it. If you have a compost, that's awesome. You can always just throw it away. I try to, if something's going to decompose, try to put it outside. But sometimes that's not always possible, and I understand that because I have that issue too. So, that will be the ending of my onion talk, and I will see you guys at the next video, and I hope you have an amazing weekend, and you stay tuned to see all the amazing crafts coming your way from me and my amazing hostess on here on Witch Crafting. So thank you all so much, and peace, love, and light.